Pisces, welcome to your intimate tarot reading and energy read that's good for the next several months. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Now, if you are new to the channel and you'd like to know why I read intimate tarot, specifically sexual energy, it will be listed in the description box, yeah? These are technically considered bonus videos, which means I rotate them infrequently, roughly every 3 months, and we've had quite the growth spurt since I last did them, so I just want to let you know what's up. And in the general sense, regardless if you're used to this kind of energy read or not, I don't want you to watch it. Okay, if you find yourself to be someone who is uncomfortable with topics of sexual expression, sexual exploration, so on and so forth, okay, that's perfectly fine. No offense taken. I'll see you in a couple of weeks when I go back to general readings. The next round should be Celtic Cross. No biggie, okay? Personally, I do find value in exploring sexual energy because I also believe that it's part of who we are as individuals, and if that's true, then it stands to reason it will affect our relationships in some way to some extent. And I operate from the principle, the more we know. You know? That's it. That's all. No big deal. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. It's all right. It's not for everybody. Kind of like me. I'm an acquired taste. What's going on, please? Show me what I need to see, please, for that Piscean sexual energy. What's going on? Show me what I need to see, please, for that Piscean sexual energy. Take it resonates, leave it does not. Cross watchers, same. And of course, reverse energies as it applies. Pisces has more than their fair share of cross watchers, I must say. Let's be careful with our comments, yes. Sometimes I need to dust that off. That little reminder there. You know, the same firmness and critique I show Pisces is the same I would show your sign. All right? I've been seeing an increase in comments that are a little over the top. So yeah, it's good to raise the flag on some occasion. Yes, I am protective of all my collectives and I'm not into sign bashing. Long story short. Show me that Piscean sexual energy, please. Show me that Piscean sexual energy, please. Show me Pisces. Show me that Piscean sexual energy. What's going on? In the recent past, King of Wands, oh my, you were feeling it in that sexual energy. Ooh, I like it. Your confidence was on point. Your energy's on point. Your fire's on point. Wow, nice. Straight out the gate. Current, 3 of Cups. Ooh, who you connecting with? Well, that's why you're all jazzed up, honey. That's really why you're all... So this is fairly concurrent, and I mean recent as in it just happened or it's about to. Yes, I will do a time check. You're connecting with somebody relatively soon. And it's 3 of Swords crossing it. You two are either trying to reconcile a difficult pain in your heart space, and you're doing so with fire behind it in terms of you want to try. Okay? So you two are meeting under the conditions of we have caused each other pain. Let's try to connect again. I have fire for you, and I think you do too. Something like that. There is some water in here, but yes, there's a great deal of passion, at least from your side. Show me this other person. 3 of Wands, they're expecting it. They're looking at you to make this happen. Their energy towards you, 2 of Cups, they love you. All right. So they actually anticipate it. I don't know when you're meeting this person, but you will be soon. It's either 3 days from this message, it might have been 3 days ago, or 3 days from now. 6, 9 as well. That's a lot of 3s here. So that's a lot of 3s here. I am not, of course, if you are familiar with the tarot, I know you have heard extensively, oh God, 3 of Swords, and they automatically chalk it up to third party. I don't do that. I need to see stronger evidence. A lot stronger before I say that. Classically, and let me tell you what real tarot looks like, 3 of Swords is fear of rejection. That's where the pain comes from. Okay? A lot of people fear rejection, so they don't try. Right? In relationship energy and sexual energy, all that. You two want to reconnect. Let's make that clear. The both of you. Your fire is loud and accounted for. Theirs is a little more passive, the 3 of Wands. They're actually looking at you to reconnect with them. So don't take offense to that if it's unintended, because I'm looking at a Pisces who actually does want to reconnect. Okay? And they're actually looking at you to make it happen. And then also their energy towards you, their sexual energy towards you is Two of Cups. There's love in their sexual energy towards you. They highly anticipate your energy a lot. They're kind of looking at you to do the work or to reach out or to connect. Since you are the one that's showing me dominant energy, I have every reason to believe that that's true. But yeah, this person's waiting on you to connect with them, and it's looking like you want to. All right, so if the end of that offends you, and it's not true, don't accept it. I don't know why people get so offended by the energy that's there. It either is or it isn't, you know. Nine of Swords, the Hierophant, stress, Page of Cups. There is tension in your sexual energy that causes you stress, because there is a question here of legitimacy with the Hierophant and the Page of Cups and being open up towards this on a more connected level. That's either your concern or their concern. So far, I'm defaulting it to your concern. You seem to want your sexual energy to be more official and more apparent. You want it to be legitimized with the Hierophant. And the Page of Cups, you want to open up more towards this. And part of your stress, Nine of Swords, and your sexual energy is that, is this going somewhere solid? Okay? I need my sexual energy as therefore my emotional energy to mean something with the Hierophant in the middle of it, right? I need to commit myself and my sexual energy to something higher, and that's something that's going to be on your mind for the next several months. So I can see that you're kind of connecting with this person on the basis of your passion, yes, but also in the background of your mind, is this going somewhere? Hence why I read Intimate Tarot. One of the many reasons. Strengths. Four of Pentacles, you can be reserved with your sexual energy. You consider this a strength. If you are connecting to someone that you're not quite sure about, if this is going somewhere, then that would make sense to me. So for those of you who understand that you're in a connection that's kind of little surfacey, little uncertain, we're not quite sure where this is going, it would make sense then that you're going to have a natural inclination towards being conservative with your sexual energy. Four of Pentacles, you know how to refrain. Okay. Obstacles, strength. Now that's interesting. That's an interesting question to have regarding your obstacles. Now I have to point out, because it is a power card, in the obstacles position it could literally be Leo. Does not have to be. You share as you feel comfortable. So strengthen in your obstacles. Do you have, it's right here on the midline, downline, on the middle of your downline. It's the question that comes up again and again. Do you have the strength for this? Or do they have the strength for this? That seems to be under somebody's question. And again, it's tying back to legitimacy. Is this going somewhere? You know, so strength can work both ways. To pull in or to push away. Okay? Moving forward, Knight of Wands. I think you know what you're going to do. So, and this is so you. It's like, well, I told you there's communication. It's happening soon. On somebody's side of the fence, it's looking like your communication is going outward, because they're literally looking at you like, Pisces, I'm waiting on you, babe. I want to reconcile too, and you know it. And you are showing me, again, dominant energy, so it does look like it's on you to reconnect with this person. Okay, we're going to see what's causing the pain in both of your hearts. They're literally waiting on you. And I know that energy kind of sucks, but at the same time, it might make you feel good. It just kind of depends on where you are with this person and this connection. Because neither one of you wants to be rejected. Let's make that clear. Neither one of you wants to be rejected. You're both showing me a certain level of love. You're both showing me a certain level of passion. You're both showing me a sense of back and forth in some respectable ways. Your fire is more apparent. And it's also apparent in your moving forward. So, back to my point. In the interim of not knowing just yet if your sexual energy towards this person is justified, you're going to continue to move along in it. Okay? You're not going to give too much of yourself away in it. But you have concluded, it's looking like, nonetheless, to move forward in your Knight of Wands. Your sexual energy is right here. It's at its prime. And it's matching, this is the King's personal knight. The King of Wands knight is the Knight of Wands. So he is deploying his knight to speak on his behalf. So it's kind of like in this interim of, I don't know. if this is going to go somewhere, if it's going to go to a higher cause, I don't know if one or both of us are going to be in a place to commit to this long term, I'm still going to move my fire forward. I think it's terribly interesting that you're showing me the Four of Pentacles in your strengths as being conservative, because you're showing me actually a great deal of willingness to release your sexual energy towards this person. So I want to know more what that Four of Pentacles means to you. I also want to know why strength is in obstacles. It's almost like it's like you want to resist this connection, or you're telling yourself you're supposed to resist this connection, but you don't actually want to. Okay, for some reason they do provoke your fire. And it's kind of like I should probably abstain from this person's energy, and it does stress you out quite a bit, actually. There's this thing in you that says I should probably abstain from their energy, but you don't actually want to. It's looking like you're proceed to moving it forward, at least for now in the interim, okay? So what you will actually do in the long term, I could not say. I'm only looking at the next several months, okay? Now, excuse me, show me that King of Wands, please. Show me that King of Wands, please. Of course, you will recognize Big Red if you are familiar with the channel. This is the tarot deck of sexual magic, respectively. Show me that King of Wands, please. Show me that King of Wands. Show me that King of Wands. Show me that King of Wands, please. Show me that King of Wands. It's almost like they're looking at you to make the next move. Show me that King of Wands, please. Seven of Swords, you have doubts. Five of Cups, about the pain. And there's that Hanged Man energy, this suspension. So, through your doubts, your frustrations, and your disappointments, it's looking like you took a time out with this person for those very reasons that I am talking about. The doubts, they're fairly substantial doubts, I will say that. The Five of Cups, and there's pain here, and the Hanged Man, and there's this energy that you had a time out with your person. Absolutely. 100% you had a time out with your person. It's like all sexual and emotional activity was suspended in this connection, hence why they're waiting on you. You did not lose the fire, let's make that clear. The King of Wands is never without his fire. Honey, the King of Wands is always packing. Okay. And the Queen of Wands. Okay. And sexual energy, they're always packing. So yes, if we're being honest with ourselves, and I'm sure you have no problem with admitting the truth of this, and that's if you resonate, yes, you still had a great deal of physical passion for your person. You did. The King of Wands is there. But when we dig past the passion, when we look at the King of Wands, when we really get in there, we're seeing Seven of Swords, Five of Cups, the Hanged Man. Because of the substantial doubts, the fears, and the pain, or regrets, things said, done, not done, okay? We had to suspend any activity. So how long your two's suspension went on, I don't know. But it's looking like it's reconnecting fairly soon. Fairly soon. They're actually looking at you to make it happen. Oh, right, the pressure. Okay, the Three of Cups with the Three of Swords. You both are in the interest of wanting to alleviate the pain, hence why you're wanting to connect and or reconnect, because we want Three of Swords on the sideways to go away. That seems to be in both of your mutual interests, because you're both showing me threes. Okay, show me that Three of Cups, please. Excuse me. Show me. Show me that Three of Cups, please. What's going on? Show me that Three of Cups. It doesn't look like an actual break, Pisces. I don't mean like separation as an ending. It's looking like all activity was suspended. You two went quiet for a while, where there was nothing happening on the surface, and now it's looking like it's coming out. Okay? Well, I should say it's trying to resurface, whatever this is. And the both of you seem to want to. Show me the Three of Cups, please. Ten of Cups, love is an interest, blockage, Nine of Wands, Six of Wands, moving forward. So I can see why. I can kind of see both sides of the story. Somebody here has, it's likely the both of you to some extent want to know why. You can both feel the potential of a Ten of Cups, a relationship between you two. And how come also, by the way, why is it so damn hard? The Nine of Wands is here. So the energy simultaneously is frustrating, but also feels good. It is both frustrating and feeling good at the same time. Now, the Nine of Wands, we must remember this is our insanity card, okay? This means doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, and that's why we're so darn tired. We have somebody who is exhausted trying to get the other person to speak their truth. Other than that, the connection actually has the ability to run quite smoothly. if it weren't for that guy, right? So somebody here has the inability, I really don't know. You're going to have to figure out who is who. I can already hear the cross-watchers screaming at me. It's the Pisces, it's the Pisces, it's the Pisces. We could have a beautiful relationship if they just opened up. You might be surprised. One of the reasons why people don't always open up, it's because they're not feeling it and they don't know how to say it to the other person. So be careful with that. If they just opened up, you might be massively disappointed if they just opened up to you. It's like, actually, no, I don't see something long-term with you. See what I'm saying? So nobody has to do anything. Let's make that expectation clear. Not everybody meets at the same place at the same time in terms of feeling. That drives me nuts. Manage the expectations, you know what I'm saying? Sorry. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If they would just fill in the blank. You cannot control or command anyone's thoughts or feelings. I see connectivity like this all the time and it drives people bonkers, honey. Where it feels the strength of it, the intensity, right? But the emotional development doesn't necessarily happen at the same time. And there are some people who are more spiritual than the others. The spiritual connectivity doesn't always happen at the same time. But the fire, which moves the fastest, that's what allows us to create these connections so quickly, right? But yeah, somebody here, you both have, so let me make this clear, relationship potential. And I think, if I'm being honest with you, Pisces, and them too, if they were being honest as well, you two have some sort of working premise for emotionality in terms of a 3 to a 10. So you either have a relationship that was put on pause because of the frustration elements that you both want to conquer and overcome because you have a certain level of confidence with each other sexually, and emotionally. But there's a frustration here, resistance to the full development, and I see it out here too. And it's either coming from you or for them. Really solidifying this, becoming exclusive, taking it to the next level, you name it. For some reason there's active blockage there. And otherwise the potential exists and you both know it, hence why you're both being driven kind of crazy by it. Okay? The connectivity points are here, but for some reason there's a break between some of the dots. Okay? But yeah, it kind of drives you both crazy. How you can connect like that so fluidly and yet still have this frustrating element of resistance, Nine of Wands, and that's kicking up from somebody's side of the board. Okay, so show me the Three of Swords, the shadow of fear of pain and rejection on both sides. Both of you feel being rejected by the other. You both want it to come back together. You both want the tension to stop. How do we do that? How do we resolve that? Okay, show me that Three of Swords. Show me that Three of Swords. And I have advice for you on that too. If you find that you are a Pisces that's having a hard time committing to the emotional level, or if your person is having a hard time committing more to the emotional level, you know, there's advice for both of that too. There is. I'll get to that. I suspect that's where we're going. Show me the Three of Swords crossing, please. Show me the Three of Swords crossing, please. Show me the Three of Swords. Four of Cups. Where are we going? Five of Pentacles through the break. Where are we going? We need to get on the same page because I can feel us breaking. That's literally what the Three of Swords is translating to. Let's go ahead and pull the next one. Is this bad or not? Because sometimes I feel bad, or like maybe we're just addicted to this. That's a fair point. Something to think about. Okay, also Capricorn energy. So, what's crossing that Three of Swords? Four of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. Disappointment from the break, or rather the potential of the break. Because let me make this clear, Three of Swords is like this. It's a potential threat. You both know it. Again, it's driving you both kind of crazy. You have the potential to make this more, to make it more solid, specifically. But somebody here is resisting full emotional connectivity. The fire, not a question. Passion's here. I see it. And that's the easiest thing between you two, by far. You two know how to talk, you know how to flirt, you know how to touch each other just right, you know how to look at each other just right, and it drives you both crazy. I'm seeing it happen between you two right now. Or rather in the reflection of your memories. I can see it. I see the conversations in the reflection of your memories happen fast. That's what I'm saying. That's why it drives you bonkers. One of you. Most likely the both of you. How can we connect that quick? Fire, fire, fire. We can talk to each other like that. We can flirt to each other like that. We can touch each other like that. We have the premise for emotionality. I can feel the Ten of Cups in this, and perhaps we even did have a Ten of Cups, a full-on relationship with this person. But there was still resistance to somebody's intimacy. None of Wands. And I say that because in this deck, we have two people here. She's trying to say too much and he won't say enough. So in between, somebody's not listening, the other person's not speaking. In other words, it takes two. It's not just about someone opening up, which is why that pisses me off. I hate that sentence. Doesn't that piss you off? It's more than that. It's more than opening up. It's the other person listening too. And this is why it drives you both batshit crazy. Because you can connect so fluidly. Like when you two are on, you're on. And when you're off, you're off. Right? It's going to drive anybody nuts. There's a reason why you suspended it. Granted, I'm seeing more of the dominant in you. So it's looking like, again, they are literally looking at you to kind of take charge and come forward with reconciliation. Whether or not you will, it's up to you, honey. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. Anyway, Three of Swords is on the sideways. The potential heartbreak, the fear of rejection on both of your parts are here. You both fear it. Four of Cups in this deck. Why can't we get on the same damn page? These two in this deck are trying to go to the same address. They've both been invited to the same party. They both have the directions to get to where they need to be. And yet for some reason, for the life of them, neither one of them can communicate the same destination. You both have similar ideas of where this is supposed to go, but you can't seem to get on the same page as to how to get there. Are you taking one car or two? Am I meeting you there? Are we taking a taxi? How are we getting there? You know, you got Google Maps and they got Apple Maps or whatever they call it. I don't know. But you both still had the same set of directions. And the thing is like you can both feel the potential break if neither one of you can get on the same page and resolve the fear of breakage and rejection. You both have it here, the fear of breaking full time. Here I see separation or at least suspension. Here we have a fear on both of your parts of full breakage. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Three of Wands, them, they're looking at you. Pisces. I'm waiting on you. That's literally the translation. They're literally waiting on you. You know. So yeah, they're looking at you to resolve this, which is interesting because that's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot of responsibility. So they might be the one over there accusing you, well, it's your turn to make the next move. Yes. What does that mean? Right? So I feel like they might be on this side of explaining themselves too much, and you might be on the side of they're not listening. Something like that. But one of you has those roles. Somebody explains themselves way too much and tries to force their ideology on someone else, and the other person's like, you're not hearing what I'm saying. Okay? You know? You ever notice how most people in society, they don't speak so much as they shout? Do you know what happens when everyone shouts? It's just noise. Doesn't make sense, right? We need people who both listen and speak. And you also have to know when to switch off the roles too. I feel like you two both have fundamental points and you're not able to incorporate those points yet. Show me the Three of Wands, please, for this person's side. Yes, I can see the reflection of your memories quite well. In fact, you probably don't want me to see half of the things I'm seeing, honey. I'll tell you what, like I said, when you two connect, you connect. And when you don't, you don't. Yeah, baby, they are looking at you hardcore for Ace of Wands. Here's the thing about Ace of Wands, it's not just new, it's also renewal. New is still in the word renewal. They're looking at you to reignite the thing. No pressure on you, huh? No pressure on you. They want you to open up. Okay, so they're the ones accusing you of not opening up. There it is, Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups in this deck is about emotional vulnerability. So this person seems to have no problem with them opening themselves up towards you, and so they want you to do the same towards them. They're actually looking at you to do it. Right. I'm going to see fairly soon with your Nine of Swords, your Hierophant, and the Page of Cups what your holdup is. Not your holdup as in your problem, but what's really eating at you. That it kind of puts you in a place of suspension and not actively engaging in this. There's a reason why you went quiet, and I strongly suspect it's because you were not being listened to. I think they're the ones who impressed all their points upon you, but they weren't listening to you. Because you're showing me you have doubts. And that there's pain here, and it's not been addressed between the two of you. But they're like, but Pisces, I have all this love, I have all this energy, I have all... Just open up towards me, just open up towards me. You're not hearing what I'm saying. What you're saying is that you want to hear all the good stuff without hearing all the bad stuff. That's what you're saying. And that's the problem I have with a lot of tarot. Everybody wants to hear the good stuff. They never want to hear the real stuff. And Pisces, I think you're caught in that particular crosshair. They just want to hear the good stuff. Now granted, whoever they are, they do have some lovely energy towards you. They really do. And it is intense. It is fiery. They are putting a lot of that responsibility on you to come back to them and kind of own up your feelings, to get the fire reignited. The Knight of Cups, this is lovely energy, but I don't like the expectation. That's what I don't like. Okay? And I'm glad... If this was brand new, I'd be like, hell yeah, Pisces, you run in there, you go take care of business. This is brilliant. I love this energy. And I was like, if this is your person, fantastic. Unfortunately, the energy that preceded it has told me to be cautious. You know what I'm saying? I think you have legitimate concerns about your connection. And in the absence of not being heard, those legitimate concerns, you suspended it. Because they kind of just want, I want the good report only. I want the best of passion from Pisces. I want the best of their emotionality for Pisces, but they don't want to hear the hard stuff. Okay? So again, it feels like they're defaulting a lot of responsibility on you. However, you both fear full breakage if you can't get on the same page. That's a concern that you both share. Okay? Real tarot, real life. So while their energy towards you is beautiful, it has a lot of expectations that are all positive. Okay? Yes, they are just as fundamentally attracted to you as you are to them. They literally see you as the one, however, being responsible for carrying the particular torch. Like I said, that's a lot of responsibility. They are optimistic, true. They are optimistic, I will say that. Their energy is optimistic, it's very romantic. That's the thing. It might be a little too romantic, a little too dreamy. I only want the best and I don't want none of the reality. I'm looking at a Pisces who has a strong appreciation for the reality. You hear me? This is why I reiterate myself. I need people to see it from a realistic standpoint. Okay? The Two of Cups, their sexual energy towards you. Yes, there's love here. I know. I see it. Their energy feels... It's not just about optimistic. It might be young. This, you know what? This might be a very young person. Because you're showing me, again, dominant energy with a realistic point of view about expectations. They're showing me nothing but hope, and I want the best. But let's take a look at that Two of Cups, yeah? This person, even if they're not young, I don't know. They might need to develop their sense of realistic love and sexuality a little bit more. I don't know. Show me that Two of Cups, please. Showing that Two of Cups, please, towards Pisces. See, so all I'm getting from them is I want, I want, I want, I want. The Magician with their Two of Cups. I want love from Pisces. I want the fire from Pisces. I want the best from Pisces. I want their love. I want their attention. I want their love. I want their attention. And I'm telling you right now, and cross watchers, before you get all pissed off with me, this would have been fine had it not been for this. The background of Piscean energies has set the premise for me about what I'm seeing for you. Okay? So let's keep that in mind. And yes, reverse energies as it applies. Collective readings, honey. Collective readings. Being what they are, energy is absolutely interchangeable. But I'm going by the cards. Ten of Swords, they're afraid of the pain. They want to manifest you back through the pain. They're absolutely terrified of the ending. They don't want to feel the pain. They just want the best. That's what I'm saying. They don't want the pain. They just want the best. They want the best of the feeling. No reality. Working through the real issues. I saw them straight away for you. And you're the one that's rocking a King of Wands here. So that tells me you're in the position to know better. And you did. That's why you suspended activity. You let things cool down. You let the heat come down. Because I tell you, when you two are on, it's on. Right? They have passion for you. I see it. You have passion for them. They see it. But between the two of you, you have a strong realization of the reality. There's unaddressed issues of pain, doubt, confusion, substantiating the connection, so on and so forth. You both fear permanent breakage if you can't get on the same page. And you both have the ability to get to a Ten of Cups, and that's the only reason you are considering reconnecting with them, because you see where it could be. You could feel where it could be. Whether or not you actually do, I don't know. I just know that for some of you, yeah, it's happening soon. It's... God, they're looking at you. Three of Wands, Ace of Wands, Knight of Cups. I'm hoping for Pisces passion. I'm hoping for Pisces love. I want the vulnerability. I want them to open up towards me. I'm manifesting it. I'm manifesting it. I'm terrified of an ending. Ten of Swords. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know what caused the suspension, honey. You do. That's going to apply to you individually as a person, not as a collective. The reasons are the reasons. I'm not getting the full backstory. And I know that in between the heat, you feel the reality, and there's something here that's not sitting with you. Nine of Swords, let's do it. Are we switching? Are we? Okay. We're going to pull a couple more from this, and then I do believe we will switch over to possibly this. Yes. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. 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 There is fear in your mind. Page of Wands in reverse. King of Pentacles. Is this fire too immature? Is this fire too immature? Is it going to go into a stable place? Page of Wands is in reverse. Is the fire too immature? Is it too young for me? This person, I have to insist, for some, not all of you, not all of you, but some of you, yes. This person is either younger than you, okay? And that's why they have all this, I just want it to work out, I just want it to work out, I just want it to work out energy without actually addressing the real issues. Or even if they are not younger than you, they are showing me a lot of, I want the best without complications, yay! And that suggests immature energy. Because you're kind of wondering if that's not the key issue here. Because you're in touch with yourself. The King of Pentacles is never not in touch with himself, particularly in sexual energy. It says, my sexual energy is meant to be nurturing. It's meant to feed me, not take away from me. Feeling fire is good. But I need to know that the sexual energy nurtures. The King and Queen of Pentacles are all about that nurturing energy. I need to know that my sexual energy is more than just sexual energy, that it nurtures me too, that I can rely on it, and that it's stable. The Page of Wands in the reverse says that kind of fire here is making me nervous because it's a little immature. Page of Wands, there's the enthusiasm there, the interest, the heat in the reverse. This is a kid with a blowtorch just lighting stuff up. Like, let me just throw some fire over there and see what happens. It's random, and there's no thought behind it, and it has the potential to break out into a fire. Immature. Immature communication. Immature expectations. It's like waving that wand, the Ace of Wands around without minding the flame. Someone who bears a torch responsibly. Yes? This is one of the things that stresses you out. Nine of Swords. That's where the stress is coming from, honey. Perfectly understandable. It is. It makes a lot of sense. Do you see now the complexity of sexual energy for those of you who are new? If you'd like to catch up on some old videos, they're in playlists. Okay? Sometimes they're fun and exciting and holy shit. What a lot of people think it is, sometimes it is like that. Like, holy shit, you guys, we're off on a new adventure. I'm feeling something. Holy hell, this person has got my attention. Aren't they hot? Right? I get that. I also see things that are more complicated like this, where there's sexual energy that already exists between two people, and how it is revealing their love energy, and how it reveals their expectations of a real life, and how the sexual energy lends to us as individuals and in our relationships. Okay? This is why I do it. So if you're new, I hope you stick around. This is what energy diversity is. Okay. So this is one of the things that keeps you up at night, honey. Nine of Swords, King of Pentacles. Do you have a King of Wands in you? Yeah, you might have some very strong fire in your chart, Aries, Leo, Sag, specifically Leo. But that's not the whole basis of your sexual life. No. The point is that you want it to develop into something mature. The immaturity of the fire is a concern for you. How far, I don't know. That's up to you. But the King of Pentacles says, I need my sexual energy to be stable and predictable, because I understand it nurtures me. And a King of Wands can't constantly nurture a relationship energy. He can kick it off. But that doesn't mean he can be counted for in the long term, right? You want your sexual energy to have growth and stability. Speaking of which, let's talk about it. The Hierophant, yeah? Are we switching now? Almost there. The Hierophant. Okay. Show me the Hierophant, please. Dead center reading, too. There's that Nine of Swords again. King of Cups. Is this a good emotional investment? You both had a touch of it. You both have a taste of it. The Ten of Cups. In your Six of Wands energy, there's a lot of confidence and bravado behind this, baby. There is. Like I said, when it's on, it's on. When it's off, it's off. Let's see if you two have similar goals. Show me the Hierophant, please. Show me the Hierophant, please. Show me the Hierophant, please, for Pisces energy. Show me the Hierophant, please. Hierophant for Hierophant. Whew. Very strong Taurus in your chart. You could be connecting to one. The High Priestess. Intuition. Ace of Wands. You're telling me, again, what I've been saying, you are strongly committed to your intuition and your higher sense of self. But you also want the Ace of Wands. And I agree with you 100%. You'll get no argument from me. I completely 100% believe in spirituality, sexuality, and emotionality being linked inherently. I do. That's, again, why we're here. And apparently the Pisces I'm looking at does too. There's your spirit, there's your feeling, there's your passion. You strongly believe that these should be integrated. I agree with you. You know, this is the difference between somebody who enters in a relationship for a long-term game versus someone who's just upfront attracted. So you're telling me you have core principles in mind. Good. You always need to know your core principles. You are interested in your spiritual, emotional, and sexual advances in terms of upper level energy and what it is you commit yourself to. It's good to see your energy here as the High Priestess, as it should. You want commitment to your higher self, but you also want the passion of life, and you want to do so with the correct feeling of both. Good. Congratulations. It's more than what I can say for a lot of people. That's the Pisces I'm looking at. Page of Cups, please. So your core principles are with you, and again, this is what causes you stress. Is this, in fact, what you can rely on in future? Not with just this person, but with anyone. Right? I know you too. And you want to know if they can reach like that, if they think like that, if they feel like that. Hence your concerns back here and why you suspended activity. You know? It's kind of like they want to hear all the good things without hearing all the hard things. Okay? I don't know. I know. It's like, oh God, I want the romantic Pisces. I want the hot Pisces. I want them to turn me on, take me out to dinner, make me feel good, flirt with me, please. You know, give me the sweet nothing. I want that. I want it. I want it back. And you're like, that stuff's good. But there's more to relationships than that. I agree. Page of Cups, please. Page of Cups, show me that. Oh, Six of Wands. There's that confidence again. Okay. Show me that Page of Cups, please. Three of Wands. Holy hell. They really want you to... Okay. One thing you should know about me, and this might be because I'm triple Scorpio, triple fixed water sign. One of the things I really dislike is passivity. I dislike it intensely. And that's why some of you chafe so much with me as your reader, and that's fine. I completely understand that. I do tend to be blunt. Sassy, Scorpion, Tarot. That wasn't a coincidence. I do tend to be very blunt. That is true. I mean what I say what I mean. It reduces the bullshit for everybody. Okay? It's very hard for me to swim on the surface, and I'm a water sign. It is very hard for me to swim on the surface. A lot of people hang out up here. People like me go way down there. I like depth. And I like to be forward about the depths. Again, reduces bullshit. Reduces the time, reduces nonsense, and I hate wasting time because I value it so very much. Which is why I do long reads, not short reads, because I want people to know as much as possible, hence the depth. Okay? So when I tell you I cannot stand passivity, that's exactly what that means. I have a very hard time hanging out on the surface of water. The impatience that this person is showing you and pegging you as being responsible for moving this thing forward is driving me nuts. I thought that Page of Cups was you. Could be. Could be you're dealing with fellow Pisces. Page of Cups is technically your pip. Your pip card. They're showing me, again, once more, on the downline. So I will give them that consistency. On the downline where their energy is, Three of Wands once more. Now we're going to add judgment to it. Another implication of second chance reconciliation. It's got a bit more of a spiritual twist on it. True. But it's really coming across as an amplified longing. Okay? A really amplified longing. Over the course of what looks like the next month or several months. So I don't think you have fully suspended all activity with this person. But they keep looking at you. They keep waiting on you. And I don't think that's helping. I don't. Because what is that giving you to work with, other than the fact that you know that they want. Now this could be, I'm not big on twin flame application, but this could be one of those situations where you have distanced yourself from someone whom you're strongly attracted to because you can just feel them chasing you and chasing you and chasing you. That's a lot of waiting, manifesting, looking out for Pisces. I want Pisces, I want Pisces, I want Pisces, and that's it. That's the repeating image I have of them. I want Pisces, but with very little activity to back it up. Passive. 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, Judgment. Page of Cups, very small emotional investment. In other words, they're not giving you much or doing much to move it forward other than wanting you. They keep looking at you as it's your responsibility to move it forward. And perhaps it is. Perhaps you too are in a runner-chaser dynamic. Absolutely. Because there's a whole lot of waiting and expectation from them with very little actual real-world effort and a whole lot of contemplation and does this work for me in the greater scheme of my life contemplation from you. So it could be, I'm just getting 100% desire from them. Desire, waiting, and that's no way to live life. None. And it's the passivity drives me nuts. Now, if they feel like they're not in a position to do anything, and that's why they keep looking at you, hey Pisces, do something, hey Pisces, do something, and that's not in the space you're in, then that's not in the space you're in. And they're kind of like, I'm waiting. It's also stagnation. It has the room to develop and grow more. Yes, that's true. This person's correct. It does have the potential to grow more. Yet it hasn't. You want to know how I know? They're still waiting like they were back here. I'm immediately IDing it to this person because of all the elements of I want the best. I'm expecting reconciliation. I'm expecting something more without having to actually put any real work into it. Oh my goodness. And then they could be saying, well, Christina, I can't put the work into it until Pisces lets me back into their life. Runner-chaser dynamic, I'm sure. I know you know a little bit more about me. I remember once a Piscean comment said, oh, you got too much sting for me, honey. If you're not familiar with my work by now, no, my channel may not be a good fit for you. There's a reason why. I want people to have as much depth as possible, as much information as possible, so you can make as much as an informed decision as possible. So again, it does not behoove me nor you to hang out here on the surface. Let's get the fuck into the thing. Right? You're water. You understand me. I know you do. Right? I see your point. You want your sexuality, your emotionality, and your spirituality to be linked. I have no qualm with this. I completely understand this. I get that. And you have suspended this clearly because you don't know if you can see. You get so close to it. The Ten of Cups, the both of you get so close to it. That's the only reason why you're humoring reconnecting with it to begin with. And somebody keeps trying to push a point. There is sexual confidence between you two. There is some emotional premise between you two. But for some reason, it's not reaching higher. And a big part of that is that you're trying to work out bigger issues that they don't seem to want to address or they're not equipped to address. You understand? That would explain why they keep looking at you, because they understand Pisces is the brains behind this operation. Sorry. I said what I said. Go ahead and thumbs down me if you want. I don't care. That's not why I'm here. It's not a popularity contest. Real tarot reflects real life. 4 of Pentacles is under your strengths. I can kind of see that. You know when to be conservative with your sexual energy. However, you are showing me Knight of Wands. So we'll see. Like I said, you're both open to reconciliation. And it's looking like it will happen. 4 of Pentacles, please. Which one? Okay. Show me this 4 of Pentacles, please. Talking about Four of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, energy conservation. Eight of Pentacles, you know how to work through it, and you also know when to take off. Okay, the Fool. Okay, got it. Makes sense. No, that makes sense. Four of Pentacles, under your sexual strengths, you know when to be conservative, so you can build your reserve and your energies, and that way you know when to take off appropriately on the Fool's journey. Yes, I completely agree with you. That actually matches. I know it's not terribly exciting, but again, you're showing me energy consistency versus where you started, but you understand things need to deepen because this is ultimately your goal. So while the person might ignite the fire in you, you have longer standing goals than that, and that's what you want to know, if those longer standing goals, and I talk to this Scorpio all the time, that's your goals are great, but you have to know who to apply them to. Exactly. Four of Pentacles. In terms of your strengths, you know when to be conservative with your literal, physical, sexual energy. You know when to withhold so you can rebuild and conserve your energetic efforts. Okay, so that way when you do feel like opening back up to the Fool, you're ready. So again, I can't help but think, Pisces, there's an age difference between you two because you're showing me a lot of been there, done that. I know how this works energy. And them is just like, I want to continue, I want to continue, I want to continue in all the best ways and nothing that's difficult or hard. This is the person who wants only compliments and no critique. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's the energy versus yours. Yours is heavy, contemplative. I've been there, I've done that. Theirs is just like, I just want the best. I want the best without work. You know? Can't you just love me? Can't you just show me your passion? Kind of comes across like that, yeah. Oh boy, I'm just pissing the cross-watchers off today. So again, if it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. You either have this dynamic with Pisces or you don't. It is that simple. Okay? Yeah. You have a really good system of energy conservation. Really good. You don't just throw your sexual energy out there. You really don't. And when you're tapped out, you can conserve it, you rework it, you build it back up, and then you are the Fool once more. And the Fool must, well, ideally, we heed the call of the Fool, which is a spiritual thing. Okay? Nobody can tell us when we're ready to be the Fool. We just are. You're telling me you know how to conserve your energy, specifically your sexual energy, so that when you're ready to open up and take the adventure again, you're in the right frame of mind. Okay? Got it. Now, this is the interesting bit. Strength under your obstacles. How interesting. Show me strength, please, as obstacles. Again, because it should be Leo. It does not have to be. Or if you have some very dominant Leo in your chart, and you might well, since you opened up with the King of Wands, there might be some aspects in there that are running contrary to what is good for you. Okay? So show me strength, please, as obstacles. In other words, you're getting in your own way. For some of you, that's the double Leo there on the split. Show me strength, please. Not an insult, honey. It's just, again, on the premise of the more you know. You know, if it fits you, it fits you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There. Show me strength, please, under obstacles. Show me strength, please, under obstacles. Show me strength, please, under obstacles. Seven of Swords. That's where your dots are coming in about the Magician. That's where it's kicking off. Right here. So your fire aspects are literally are what's coming under question for you. That's the boom, machine gun. Okay, we had that Seven of Swords. You opened up with it with the King of Wands. You're over here too with it with the Queen of Wands. Irrelevant. I don't care what your sex is. Queen of Wands with the Seven of Swords. It's the same thing. How you opened up with the doubts about the fire and the passion, the longevity of this thing, and if it's a spiritual connection, if it's emotional connection, is it meant for you on the higher plane of existence? Is it for your greater good? That's what you have been under contemplation, the source of the pain, because, and that's why you suspended all activity, because I don't think they're hearing your side of the equation. I don't think they're understanding it, or they don't have that level of depth that you do. Either this person has a big age difference between you and them, or they are immature and they don't see relationships that way, or they haven't had enough experience with relationships and the reality of them for them to understand your point of view. Because I can see that they push, or they did, what they wanted from you, but it's like they couldn't hear what you were trying to say. And so under the obstacles here is the idea is, should I stay or should I go? Should I manifest this or not? Because I still have these unresolved issues and the question marks and the doubts about the substantiality of this thing. In other words, it has not gone away. So the strength of it is that you can either pull it towards you or push it away. Either way, it's up to you. And you don't know where this push and pull is coming from within you. Is it the best of your fire or the worst? Is it you just being proud and obstinate and fiery and passionate and very sexually driven for this person? Or is it fire appropriate, as in it pushes you forward and it takes you to the next level? These answers have still not been resolved. They don't give you enough to work with in your estimation to answer the question, so you're looking at yourself. Make sense? Does to me. Should you pull it in or not? And if you do, where's it coming from? Good passion, good fire, good intention, good heat? Or the kind where it's just, this person turns me on? Because you want it to be so much more than that. And you're kind of caught in this conflict. I can't really tell which it is. And they're not giving you much else to work with. I just know this is all they're doing. That's all they're doing. They're sitting there staring at you. Waiting. And if there really is, honey, if there is really that much of a power dynamic between you where you're calling the shots and you have to make the decisions in the relationships and they have no power in that respect, is that the power dynamic that you want? Again, going back to your question of, is this an emotionally mature relationship? Is it a spiritual relationship? Is it the best for me? If you have that much of a divide in the power dynamic, you already have the answer to your question. When two people are in the same goals in terms of their spirituality, emotionality, and sexuality, there's very little confusion. I'm seeing a huge disparity here between your upper level beliefs and what it is you want to experience versus what it is you are experiencing. So again, and I explained this for somebody recently, understand where you are and where someone else is. When you meet somebody and you connect, you want to be about here. It's okay if it's a little bit like this. It's okay it's a little bit like that. That's fine. This is normal. We all have strengths. We all have weaknesses. Okay? We're ultimately meant to balance each other out. So long as we're hovering about here, that's fine. But when we get this, okay. And I was talking to Taurus about this. It is not your job to lower yourself to pull this person up, because guess what? It's going to be a dead weight. Whoever needs to climb up the ladder, it is in fact their ladder to climb. Now, if you are indeed up here and you lowered yourself, you're struggling with it. And I'm not talking about someone of substance, what their worth is, okay, how much they're making, or if they're a 9 or a 10. That's superficial, shallow shit. I'm not into that. I'm talking about big life goals, spiritual energy, sexual energy, that is upper level stuff. I don't care how much you make or how much they make. I don't care for that superficial crap. Well, they're a 10. Oh, she's totally hot. She's a 10. So that she could be a shitty person. You know, let me share this with you. Little personal story. Okay, back in the day. Why do you share so much about your personal life? It's called relatability. Okay. I remember back in the day when I was in college, right? There was this guy, the guy, okay, on campus. He was the guy. Gorgeous. Hot. Stupid hot. The kind of hot you were like, oh, dang. I didn't even know a person could look like that kind of hot, right? Comes around, tries to get my attention one day. I noticed him. All the girls do, right? He's that guy. Tries to get my attention one day. And then he made the worst mistake of his life. He opened his mouth. He opened his mouth and expressed his level of intelligence. And it's like, honey, how did you get in through college? And in my eyes, and how I experienced him spiritually, went from a 10 to a 2. Looks might go a long way. Ignorance goes nowhere. Now, I'm not saying your person is ignorant. What I'm saying is, Pisces, honey, your decision-making process here is not on the surface. It's not shallow, and it's not superficial, not as far as I can tell. But you are caught in that conflict, and it's a classic conflict. between you being deeply attracted to someone to the point that you developed feelings, but you don't know if it's going to take you to your next plane of existence. Because your next plane of existence, by your estimation, is beautiful. Incorrect. This is what you want to commit to yourself to. Okay? This is important to you. And you don't know if you can achieve that with this person. And also, you don't know if they can achieve this with you. Is this the person who they're going to be with you? Is this the person you can be for them? That's what I mean about matching each other where it counts. Not the superficial stuff. This is upper level stuff here. This is why we do sexual tarot. All right, Knight of Wands, please. I can't call it that for YouTube reasons. But Knight of Wands. Moving forward, let's see. You're still showing me a great deal of sexual interest. Okay. Show me that Knight of Wands, please. Show me that Knight of Wands. And no, it didn't happen with that guy. Obviously. Honey, I just can't. I cannot repeat what he said. It was so stupid and inappropriate. To this day, I still feel embarrassed. If it was just you and me hanging out and we having a glass of wine, I'd tell you. But I can't tell you. Because it's not you and me. It's me and the internet. Knight of Wands. Oh, I can't. Oh, I couldn't, honey. But let me tell you, you would have been like... He said, what? Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. There's a lot of doubt in you. That's some conflicting energy you're showing me. In other words, you still have not worked it out. You're still showing me you have Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, hope of the longevity, of the real deal, the solid thing. I see your energy moving towards an Ace. However, side note, again, if you've been around my channel, I'm obligated to report to you the truth. And I've had some hard truths, not just with you, with everybody. That's just the way it is. You don't have to. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do, but I'm very familiar with your personality. All the collectives have personalities. We all have pros. We all have cons. I'm saying one of your cons. It's a reflection of your pro. You are moving your energy towards an Ace of Pentacles. You are either renewing further with this person under the premise of a friendship which you know is false. That's one. The other one is that you are moving your energy forward to someone new altogether in the longer, further out future, but you're going to continue to remain friends with this person under a false premise. Five of Swords, the Three of Pentacles. Now let me explain this to you when I say about pros and cons. Everybody has them. All 12 signs, no exceptions. One of your superpowers is that you're kind of like the referee, if you will, of the zodiac. You are actually fundamentally... You have this amazing ability, Pisces, to get people to get along. You really do. It's one of your superpowers is to harmonize. And I don't just mean within you, I mean outside of you. Everybody knows a Pisces. Did you know that? Everybody knows a Pisces. Everybody has a friend that's at Pisces, and they just seem to know everybody. They seem to be connected to everyone. They seem to always be able to integrate into people's lives under any circumstance or situation. You guys are like the mighty ant, because it can carry 10 times its weight. And you do that in your level of connectivity and relationships. That's absolutely phenomenal. You really can harmonize multiple feelings with multiple people. No one else can claim that. Not even Cancer. It is literally one of your pros, your superpowers. That's why I say everybody knows a Pisces, because everybody does. Everybody does. And thus your con is reflected in that kind of painful existence that you have for everyone to get along. You will often compromise yourself for that very reason. Some of you are choosing to renew the connection because you still have passion for them, convinced that you can coax an Ace of Pentacles out of it. because you know you have a lot in common or you can get along. We already know that you two don't have too much in common in terms of your upper level goals and experiences. So we already know that's false. Or you are moving and your energy altogether into a brand new opportunity, one that you were excited about, one that has allowed your energy to prepare for this. This is what you do. And you're going to keep this person in your pocket and tell yourself they're a friend. It's not. In which case it's a false compromise. I don't know which one's you. I'll see if I can pull a couple more. Because I do know that you will be reconnecting with this person at some point. Where it goes after that, I don't know. You're either going to renew and say you two can get along because you have a lot in common. I don't think you two have similar goals. I'm being honest. I don't think you do, but that's not for me to see. That's for you to see and recognize, and that's if it's true for you. Or like I said, you're moving in a new area altogether, one that you have a great deal of energy for, but you're going to keep this person in your pocket as a friend, and this is false. Okay, I just don't think you two have that level of real working compatibility with the Three of Pentacles to bring it into something more, because I think if you could have done that by now, you would have. Okay. Your sexual energy starts out in fire, like most people do. Most people greet each other in that way, under fire. This is normal. That's exactly what you do. That's how you opened up with. You met them under fire. There's nothing wrong with attraction. None of us would mate and perpetuate the species if we didn't start off with attraction first. You get me? But then, like my guy that opened his mouth and ruined his chance to mate. Okay. You know, I have that situation with you. You don't know if you can carry the long term because I don't think you two are on the same page with goals. I really don't. So it stands to reason some of you will move towards a new direction altogether. Or you're trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole in terms of goals. Can I see more on this direction, please, for Pisces? Can I see more, please? Can I see more, please, on this direction, please, with this Three of Pentacles? I can't get any guarantees, honey. This is what's going to happen over the next several minutes. Like I was telling Scorpio the other day, I'm seeing two sides of the same coin. Okay? It's either scenario is possible. Can I see more, please, on this Three of Pentacles? But I know in that great sense of you for everyone to get along and to remain friends with everyone, some of you will force yourself to stay in friendships that don't necessarily feel good to you. That was the whole point of the con there. Okay. Some of that Five of Swords, please, to the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Judgment under the moon because you haven't made up your mind yet. Okay. Okay. That's fair. I think that's fair. You haven't made up your mind about reconciliation, so I think actually you have. You just haven't gotten to a place where you can confront yourself about it. Yes, you. It's your call, baby. And that's probably the critical point this whole time, isn't it? The whole thing has been your call. Your person made that remarkably clear. It is your call. You know it, and you don't want to make the call, or you're not comfortable making that call yet. It's like you flipped the coin in the air, but you don't want to see how it's landed yet. You have not lost your goal for the substantial offer. One that starts in fire and mutual attraction, the way most of the time these things do. I don't think you've quite rid yourself of this person's energy yet. It's like a false friend, and you know that. You're not comfortable making the call, but like I said, that's been the point this whole fucking time, isn't it? It has been with you. It's been your decision. This person's made that clear. It's your responsibility to decide this. Again, does that tell you how far apart you are in terms of goals and maturity? Yes? You don't want to see the ending yet. You're not in a place where you're comfortable with it yet. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate the backup. You're not in a place where you're willing to see it yet, but it is your decision. Me being who I am, this should be no surprise to you. I do believe in clean cuts. I do. It often saves unnecessary pain for both people involved. You don't have to carry around the pretext of a friendship that you don't actually want, and they can feel free to pursue someone more on their energetic level. That's not up to me. Again, it's up to you. I do know this. You still want this. And like I told Scorpio not too long ago, there's nothing wrong with the goal. It's about who you apply it to. You want someone here, not like this. Okay? And like I said, your next Ace of Pentacles will start with fire first. These things typically do. Okay? But the point is, Pisces, what you want to start naturally in fire, you want it to execute and finish in Pentacle, legitimacy, Hierophant, the High Priestess. In other words, I'm looking at Pisces who says, it has to be right. And I have to know it and I have to feel it. I have to know that it's right. I can't have a bunch of doubts and lingering bullshit in me. I just have to know that that person's the right one. I agree with you. So I know there was a lot of passion between you two, baby. Like I said, when it was on, it was on. There's that King of Wands again. See, that's how you want things to start. Fire first, and then it develops naturally, organically into something more substantial. Yes, you've made that clear. I know. I know. You've made that clear. And you are looking more leaning towards break. Okay. But that's, again, not for me to decide. That's for you. It's your call. One that you're not quite comfortable with just yet. Seeing specifically just yet. Okay? Okay, yeah, you understand it's your decision. I got it. It's repetition at this point. Can I focus, please, on a pentacle, please? The Ace of Pentacles. Okay. No, we have to expect some kickback. Expect some kickback. That's one of the things that might be staying your hand as you try to transition outward. Kickback as an arguing frustration. Okay. There you go. I would like to say something further out with you. The next round of Intimate Tarot should be towards the, well, let's just call it Capricorn season. So that's going to be late December to late January. Okay. I'm very curious about what you will do. If it resonates with you, put it in the comments as you see fit. The thing is, this is what sucks. I keep coming back to this, and I think it's what you come up against too with your person. I want to see more from them. In terms of substantiality, not just the happy, sexy emotions. The fun, specifically fun, happy, sexy emotions. You do too. But you can't build what isn't there. You know? And this is the whole point. I have to reiterate this. This is the whole point of dating. Not everyone you meet you're meant to connect to and commit to on a long-term basis. That's the point of dating. To figure out, you and I, where it counts. Family, friends, long-term goals, career. Are we on the same page? No? Moving on. That's the whole point of dating. Sorry. Passion can only take you so far. Again, the reason why we do this. Or I do. I think you wanted them to be the one. And I think you saw the potential in them. But they don't see that potential in themselves. They just want all the fun, happy, sexy, fun times. And they literally look at you to make the decision or call on this. Well, our future is up to you, Pisces. I'm just looking at you. How does that help you? And also, again, speaks to a lack of growth. Now, yeah. What else, please? Okay, wedding rings, union, wedding, married, self-connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. That was literally the heart of your reading. You want to know. You want to know for sure, for sure. I like you. Sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking. Oh, I didn't pick up on that at all. Particularly the watching part. What else, please? The runner. I knew it. God dang it, I called it. I called it, man. I called it. It's a runner-chaser dynamic. again, I don't know that I necessarily believe in twin flames, but there is legitimate psychological and scientific proof behind the runner-chaser dynamic. You don't have to be in tarot to appreciate that. That is my background. I have a bachelor's in psychology and master's in counseling. This is a known dynamic. Okay, it's a known dynamic, I promise you. It's not a good one, it's not a happy one, it's not a fun one. There's nothing pleasurable about the runner-chaser dynamic. But yeah, it is playing into this. I know what the core of you wants, but you also want to know for 100% certain that it's right for you. You don't want to have any questions or doubts. Okay? You can feel the potential of it, but you cannot immerse yourself in it. You pull back for a reason, or you run from it for a reason, Pisces. Okay? The fire's not enough to sustain you planting your feet. Okay? I don't see a fear of commitment. I really don't. It's literally at the dead center of your reading. You know exactly what you want. You don't want any doubts. The palm tree, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you want. You want the palm tree, honey. Stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance. And you don't get that from this person. I don't believe. I really don't. Paradise, yes. Happiness, expansion, joy. Okay, you want the full thing. The paradise, the joy of stability in both the sexual energy as well as the emotional energy. So we've been through it. We've been through it, honey. I got it. I believe I have it. Oh boy. That's what I'm going to piss some people off today. That's all right. I don't do what I do because I got a thin skin, honey. I hope this message has served you well. You put it in the comments as you see fit. This was terribly interesting, but also a very excellent, excellent representation of why I do intimate tarot. So I thank you for that. Like I said, the next round will be in about 3 months, and we'll see if there's any progress and or checkup for you or something new altogether, because your energy is still very much interested in that way. I just want you to be careful how you execute it moving forward. This accepting a version of a friendship for this person in the interest of keeping the peace, because you don't really believe in that. Okay? But other than that, I see that you still are in interest of your goal. That's enough. Pisces, like I said, put in the comments. I do hope you're well. And if this doesn't resonate with you, hopefully I'll catch you on the next one, yeah? You guys, take care. Be well.